My man, what's going on?
What's going on, Ted?
What's going on, Al Twix?
Good to see you again, man.
How you feeling?
Good. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm doing good. It's been we're doing our second episode here together.
Yeah, it's been what, 20 years since last?
It feels like a decade, bro.
About that, dude.
I can't believe it. Dude, and honestly, I had like the best time, and I don't think like since then I haven't even been able to even do any other interviews.
Well, I mean, that sounds about right, dude. Yeah. If it's not with me, who's it going to be with? Dude? What are we talking?
Exactly, that's the truth. You know, so I was like, I'm excited that, we're doing this again, and like, thank you for taking the time out,
Dude, any day for my guy, Dippopotamus. What are you talking about,
you know what's funny is that, like, even at work, I'll call myself Dippopotamus on purpose. And where did that come from? The root cause of all of this is you. It's you and all the guys, dude.
Yeah, so everyone at work, they can thank me for that. Dude.
Yeah,
you know
dude. I was like, where is this coming from? Like, Dip. I'm like, yeah, they call me Dip. They call me Dip Robinson.
Thunder Brown.
Brown Turtle.
Exactly.
There's what's it called? They call me TEHJ, and then we got like Riz or someone that calls me still like Dip Exquisite, dude, from back in the day.
You got about 1.5 million nicknames.
Yeah,
dude, that's for sure.
This week, 2 people called me Dip Robinson. And I was like, he's like, yo, what is that? What's your last name again? Isn't it Robinson? I was like,
well, it's your fault. You did this on Facebook like 12 years ago and it stuck, dude.
It did. Well, see, I didn't want my entire family finding me on like Facebook, right? So I was just like, yeah, Robinson.
Yeah. What's the least Indian last name I could choose? Robinson, dude.
Robinson, all right. But see, to be honest, I still kind of want to change my name back to Dip Robinson because it has like a roll of the tongue.
Yeah,
to it,
dude, it's got a little producer DJ potential there for
Dip
sure.
Robinson.
Yeah, dude, what are we talking about?
Yeah, man. So,
well, Dip, how you been, man? So
good.
So I know last time we talked, we were all about the TEHJ talk, right?
Yes.
And now, what are we doing now? What's up? I heard it's Mind of a Mind. What's
Yes, you're absolutely right. So TEHJ talk, I felt like was a little too narrow. Mm-hmm. I felt like it just felt in the sense of like it's all about TEHJ and we're talking about him and that's what it should be about, right? Which makes sense. It's called TEHJ talk. But Mind of a Mind is a thing that I'm developing still, and I'm working with other creatives, just to make this happen. And it's essentially all about artists, like creatives, working with other creatives, and like just understanding what they're doing, what their hurdles are, what their mindset is when they're doing like any creative work. So it can be about if you're a hairstylist, if you're a music producer, DJ, if you're into art, like you're a painter, it could be anyone being creative in their space, and I want to know about what your hurdles are. Just because I feel like just because you're a DJ or a producer, you're gonna have different hurdles that you have to come across, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that story should be heard because I feel like everyone has their own unique story. So Mind of a Mind is just like empowering creatives essentially. And like if you just need that boost of motivation, that's what it's all about, right? Like I listen to a lot of podcasts, and it's like when I hear someone else say it, I'm like, that's a really good way of thinking about it, to be honest. Like, I wasn't thinking that way, so it's all perspective based, right? And sometimes you just need that right perspective to just set yourself.
And it's nice to get that perspective. Again, like you said, like creatives, there's so many ways to be creative, right? You can be a painter, you can be a florist, you can, whatever it is. And, if you create a forum to just bring out that creativity from so many different angles or points of view, I mean,
absolutely.
That's what it's about.
And I mean, to be honest, I've said this previously when we talked, right? I think that everyone has their artistry, like everyone's an artist, right? In one way, shape or form, you are. It's just something that you think of things all the time. Like you're like, all right, well that door looks cool, but like since I'm looking at a door, obviously, so like that's the only example I can see right now. But like it's like okay, I like the shape of it, but then like at my house, I would want a different door. Like you start imagining things, right? Like and that's being creative. That's creative. I would say,
absolutely,
right? So it's like
100%.
Everyone, or like your idea of like in your home, you want what you want your room color to be, or it's all that. You're always still like exercising that muscle, and I wish that that's what Mind of a Mind is about, to continue to be creative, inspiring, and like you know, if you had that dream, you know, like to one day, like I wanted to do this when I was a kid, but I just stopped because life got in the way.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's never too late. You can do it little by little, whatever, you know. Just
That's
never
awesome.
give up.
So it's not like to showcase you anymore. It's to showcase creatives in general. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I personally, the goal is to, I don't want to be the host of it, you know, all the time.
Yeah.
Like I want everyone to really just get involved and make a community out of it.
Yeah.
See where it goes, you know, like it's like, man, I like the way, like I know, and I've gotten this many times, like with our first episode that we did together years ago, it was like people still have asked me many times, like, when are you and Alex getting back together? And I was like, yeah, we got to get on that. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, you know,
it should be. Yeah.
And it's because we have these fluid conversations. Like my mindset doesn't mean that that's the way it needs to be, you know? Like if someone else is in my seat, like being the host with Mind of a Mind, it's like, all right, wow, like that interviewer was great. Like I liked him as a host, you know? So I don't want it to just be about me anymore. It's about everyone.
Right.
You know, so that's what Mind of a Mind is. You know, I'm excited about this project. You know, it's gonna be cool.
And I'm excited for you, man. But
thank you, brother.
At the end of the day, we do need to focus on you a little bit, right? So,
okay.
So where have you been? What you've been up to?
Yeah,
right? Why have you been DJing lately? What's going on?
So for about a year now, I mean, I did come out with a few remixes last year.
Yeah, I remember.
I re-released Tea Time Part 1, Part 2, and then I came out with a beat tape. And those are all just songs that I was just sitting on. That's under a different name now. It's still TEHJ, but it's Dip TEHJ rather than just TEHJ. And that project is more...
What's the thought behind that?
Yeah, for sure. So I know I was talking to Off Label. I work with him a lot, and he's a really good homie of mine and a brother I would consider really. And he was telling me, he's like, Dip, like you have TEHJ, but you have such a wide range of tracks under TEHJ. Like you got a hip hop record, lo-fi, like it's all that, right? So like, let's just say you're opening up for an artist and like they want someone that's like, all right, he's known in Chicago, and then here's TEHJ, for example, right? Someone shoots my name out there, and then it's like the booking manager looks at my Spotify and then goes like, all right, well, this guy's like, he's opening up for this artist and he really only plays tech house, right? Or a specific genre. They look at my profile and it's like lo-fi hip hop, because I got that song with Gianni, Hate You, right? Which is a banger. I love that song.
Shout out Gianni.
Yeah, shout out GT. Oh, shit. Oh, wow, I can't do it. Maybe I'm nervous, who knows? Okay, but yeah, Hate You by Gianni Taylor. Yes, he's an awesome artist, you know, and we know him personally, so it's super dope. So going back to what I was saying is that if they see all these different records on my Spotify, it's like, all right, what do we expect from him? Right. Like, what if he just comes in and just starts playing stuff that doesn't really make sense for the artist, for the main act?
That sound.
Exactly. Right. So then I decided to, I took all the tea times, all that lo-fi stuff off. I mean, my hip hop is still there, but like, I really only got one hip hop record on there right now. And with that being said, I took it all off as the initial reaction to it, you know, and I always think that reacting is just like not a really good way to think about it, but it was a good reaction, you know, because it made sense. And I think in general, like I know Sadhguru says it a lot, is just like reaction is just like a baby reacts. Right? Whereas like adults, they actually think things through and then they make their decision. They process it, exactly.
Then react, right?
Exactly.
Right.
But when I know something is right, like especially with like that's a clear date, like that's a crystal clear example. He's just like, all right, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, all right, for sure. Yeah. So I ended up taking those records off, and then I'm like, all right, well, like, what am I gonna do with these records? Like I made them and like people liked them, you know, and so then I came out with Dip TEHJ, which is just strictly going to be like more like hip hop oriented, hip hop artist, lo-fi hip hop, you know. And like I know you've mentioned it before. You're like, man, I love
my favorite type of TEHJ. That's my favorite type of dip. Because you know it well.
Well, I grew up listening to it. You know, I grew up listening to it, and like that goes back to like the craziest stories. You know, I grew up listening to like gangsta rap, and like then just getting into like slowly, like in my high school years, I started getting into more of like that, like, what do I want to say? Something more commercial based, not all like mainstream. You know, like that kind of music, Bruno Mars, like that kind of stuff. And then later, I was changing styles in high school like literally every year. Like the first year of high school, I was like wearing like super big shirts and like from like Foot Locker and like wearing like Fat Farms or whatever, Air Forces, like you know what I mean? I'm like this super skinny kid. Back then, I was a lot skinnier than I was now. You know, I'm like doing that. Then like sophomore year, I was wearing like all like Abercrombie and Fitch and like shit like that. I think junior year, that's when I became a DJ. So junior year in high school, what is that? 2009 is when I started. And then I was like wearing like, you know, Ed Hardy shirts and like stuff like that. And then by the time it was senior year, I just didn't even know what I was doing at that point. I was just like,
you still do this shit. You have a new haircut every fucking couple days? So,
yeah. I mean, I like changing
expressing
up
yourself. Yeah, and expressing yourself in different ways, kind of like your music, right?
Exactly, 100%. So yeah, I mean, going back to the music, it was just like, that's why if you see like TEHJ, that's gonna be all my hip hop stuff. Because that's like my roots, you know.
And all-encompassing of you coming up and what you loved growing up with, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So, and then like, yeah, I mean, pretty much from that point on, that's what I was doing last year, right? So that's what I've been up to, just kind of developing what I really want to come out with. And during that time, I felt really like more intrigued in like UKG, like UK garage music, you know, because it still has that like a break beat, but then it's got heavy bass,
industrial sound,
and like that like weird stuff. So like that's what I focused on a lot of last year. You know, it was just like figuring out my sound,
just
and
honing in your sound, and
exactly
what you want to put out there, right, for everybody.
Absolutely, and it's not like I've created a few songs. Like Crown just came out. And that's like a
Banger.
UKG, it's like a UKG hip hop lyrics, right, on there. And so with that, I came out with another song, which is Giro, which is just like more of like a melodic house song. So I still want to have those roots of like my house like sound still in there, because like I still like in my earlier years of DJing, I was just all playing like pretty much house music.
Yeah, what people wanted to hear at Fuse or Forza.
Oh
right?
those days. I mean that, like, dude. Even before that, I mean, well, Inferno, when we were DJing at Inferno, like, you know, those
Inferno,
like the hookah lounge, it was like that was more hip hop oriented. But then I would come in and play house and stuff like that. And wow, those days, it's like a decade ago,
right?
More than that, if not.
So with all this, right, with like kind of your rebranding with TEHJ, right, and you're, you know, trying to come out with, you know, your own novel sound and how you want to sound and, you know, what you want to portray. So with that, what are you trying to put out? You know, is there any product that you're curating right now? Is there an album that you're working on?
Absolutely, yeah. So I am coming out with an album. I'm excited about this album. So it's called Yatra, and I had to spell it in like a certain way so no one butchers the name. But
how do you spell it?
It's YATHRA, but I added a T, so YATHRA is how Yatra.
Yatra.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Yeah, so, and you know, I always have something.
I know
everything
you always do. That's why I had to follow up with that,
everything
dude.
has to have a meaning.
Gotta have a meaning, right?
So yeah, essentially what it means in Sanskrit, which is, you know, that's like known as like the oldest language written in the world. And I'm from India, so, you know, Sanskrit. And so it means journey. Yatra means journey.
That's cool.
So this whole process has all been a journey, and like it's all like kind of put together now in a way where like this is pretty much like my debut album, right? So like, I mean, yes, I came out with Tea Time stuff, but that was different. Those projects were like a complete, but this is like an electronic based album, and so this has all been a journey of like more than a decade of DJing and making music. So I was like, all right, like it's been a journey. Let's continue this journey. You know, even though like there are a lot of trials and tribulations throughout the process, but so Yatra.
And evolving of your sound too.
Absolutely.
You know, you already gave me kind of an inside scoop on some of these songs, and kind of what I've noticed you drifting towards lately definitely is like more organic, traditional musical sounds, like instrumental sounds, right? Like,
absolutely.
Right, like a wood sound or a specific flute or
you're
using a lot of like unique instrumentals,
absolutely,
driven from, you know, different traditions or cultures, which I think is super cool. Yeah.
Absolutely, I mean that's exactly what I wanted to do. You will find more Indian influence, like Indian instruments within this album, just because a lot of time, and I'm glad that you asked this question, is because a lot of the time that what I've been focusing on is grabbing and going deeper into my roots.
Yeah.
Like I've been speaking my language a lot more. Like at home, like when I'm talking to my parents, like it's like it would always be in English, you know, even though I know how to speak my language.
I'm the same with the Romanians, same thing.
Yeah.
They speak to me in Romanian, I speak to them in English.
Yeah.
But yeah, same thing. I've been trying to tap into my roots lately too. So,
Absolutely. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's age or if it's just, I don't know. I'm just more.
It is. I promise you. Yeah.
All right. I guess it's age then. But yeah, it's like now I speak in Gujarati at home, and when I'm with my parents too. Like I don't mind. I've been learning a lot about my culture. You know, just trying to get more insight on it. And
you meditate too and stuff like that.
Absolutely. You know, meditation is a huge part. I have changed the way I meditate now. I know last time when we talked, it was more about like sitting still. But now I meditate while I'm cooking. It's like the weirdest thing. I cook a lot now.
Do me too. I don't know what's going on, man.
I love it.
I love it too.
Dude, I'm dancing while I'm cooking too. Like I'm dancing.
That's the way to do it.
I'm dancing in the studio when I'm making music. That's regardless. I'm dancing when I'm DJing. That's regardless too. But like, I really got into making like my own kinds of styles. I got my mom sometimes watching me or asking me about recipes. I've never had that happen before.
But you see what's going on is that like your sound's changing because your lifestyle's changing, right? You're focusing on different things.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to tap into your roots on on a daily basis, and that's bleeding in your music. So your sound's changing with how you change, right? So like when you look at any massive artist that's spanned decades, right? Drake, Kendrick, Kanye, right? They've all developed over the course of 10 years where you don't even recognize them from 10 years ago.
Sure,
so,
absolutely.
So that's kind of the journey you're on too, right?
Oh, that goes all back to Yatro now.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, I just said journey.
Journey, you know what I mean? Dude, that's so crazy. Well, you're absolutely right because their lifestyle's changing. I'm getting older. I'm prioritizing things a lot differently now, right? And it's cool because like we're all like, and we've known each other for more than a decade now. You know what I mean? You're a brother of mine, so like I see changes in all of us happening.
Right.
You know, and it's like it's pretty much normal, and that's like another thing about like not only sound but like what is important to you. What are like I find it so like amazing that I have a routine now. You know, I've like locked it down. There's not those like 5 a.m. nights where I just like, and then I have to wake back up at 8, and then I'm like, okay, like I feel like a piece of shit.
Exactly. And
I don't want to feel like
great, right? And then you don't perform, you don't deliver what you want to deliver.
Yeah, and I mean, yes, like there are tasks and goals that are set, right? So like that's like the most important thing, like for me. Like, how do you keep yourself in routine?
Monday through Friday, very strict.
Yeah.
On the weekends, man, I drift, I do, whatever I want to do. But on the weekends, it's, I start at a certain time every day. Yeah. Make my coffee, have a cigarette, start my day off right? Log on the computer. But I have a routine, right? If I don't have the routine, I don't have structure. And without structure, you don't produce, right? So absolutely. Yeah. So you need structure, you need routine. Yeah, routine's the center of everything. So absolutely. And before I was okay with it just being like, all right, well, we'll figure it out as the day goes on. You know what I mean? I'll get there when I get there. Which used to work. Used to work when you're younger, right? But when you get older, you need to be a little bit more intentional with your behavior. We got so much shit going on all the time. Yeah. You can't just be la-di-da, I'll figure it out. There's too much going on to just figure it out. Yeah. And it's just like, there's always something, and if you don't do it correctly, then that's going to just trickle into another fucking domino effect, which is going to be like, all right, well, if I did it right, or if I wasn't lazy during the initial time, then like I would have been not in this position right now. Right. You know what I mean? Now it just made it 10 times harder. And in the position you're in, so, with that, we covered, your album, your change of song, your journey. Right? Yeah. Absolutely. So what's next? Are there any events? Are there any things to look forward to? What's on the horizon for TEHJ? Yeah, for sure. I mean, let's see. I don't want to. I'm always working on something, and it's always on the back. You can tell me off camera too. Yeah, but, right, for sure. I mean, yes, I am. I got this album. There's gonna be more merch coming out, which I'm excited about. Because I feel like I nearly didn't make enough of merch first, it's been a while since I've made some merch too. So I'm ready to get back in. I already got all the designs already ready, so like nothing to worry about. That's already good. Yeah. Album's like pretty much done. I just need to like finalize a few things with it. And then I'm coming out with a new product.
and it's going to be called Banas Tea, and it's a tea brand that we're doing. It's dedicated to my grandma's.
Love tea.
Yeah, and we love tea. We love tea.
Tea's the best.
It's
dude.
the best. So it's dedicated to both my grandmothers. My mom's
Awesome,
mom. My grandma. I used to take care of her back in the day. Like I used to be her caregiver for like 5 years for my grandma, my dad's mom, and then
You used to be a CNA, right?
Yeah, I used to be a CNA. Man, I've been all
Long time ago,
CNA,
man.
real estate. Like I mean,
you did everything.
Yeah. Journey, yatra, you know, yatra. Yeah, exactly. Come on now.
It's a theme, dude.
Yeah, it's a theme. Exactly. So I am dedicating that to them. And I am in the initial like tasting phases right now. So like I'm just trying things out. I'm getting my parents involved in there. So they're excited. Yeah. They're like, oh wow, like
and they got a lot of knowledge on tea too.
Absolutely.
From your culture, right?
I mean, huge like chai is huge.
Chai,
my dad's got to have it. That's his routine. He needs to have it. Like he has it twice.
It's like meal with coffee, same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I do drink a lot of coffee, but I drink more tea.
Yeah.
Green tea is like super healthy for you too.
Yeah.
It helps with your gut.
And it still has the caffeine, it keeps you up, but
absolutely. Yeah. It has I forgot exactly what causes it, but it helps like clear and detox your liver too, and your gut health. It's really good. So green tea is like, I mean, in Japan, they drink a lot of tea. They walk everywhere, take a bike. And they eat a lot of fish.
120.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they eat a lot of fish. Like omega-3 is super big.
Omega-3, fatty acids. Yeah.
I have to have sardines and salmon every week, like twice a week. I eat it.
Sound like my cat, dude.
Yeah. Huh?
You sound like my cat.
Oh, really? Okay. Aren't they eating tuna?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Yeah, they are. But yeah, bro, like it's
so it's not just music. You're tapping in you're exploring other avenues and growing up in different areas.
Yeah.
And again, it's being a creative.
Exactly. There's always like some idea. You just have to like really find. You need to want it enough. I mean, to be honest, I've been thinking about
and love it
and love it, of course. Yeah. Well, like the more you think about it, you obviously care about it, right? Yeah. Like if it always like randomly pops up in your head, you obviously care.
You care about it, otherwise it wouldn't pop up.
No, dude, I'm gone with the wind, bro. Like, you know what I mean? See ya. Exactly. And that's like I'm like that a lot because like if I just don't care, like I'll forget about it. Like if I talk to you once in my life, like I may not remember you anymore.
Right.
Like unless you really captivated me. Like
then you keep coming up.
Yeah, then you keep coming because like I'm not trying to be rude to people or like anything like that, but it's like you really have to like really like we have to have a deep conversation for me to then that impacts me. And I'm sure it's like the same way around. Like
for everybody.
For everybody.
Like you're not wasting your time with anybody.
Yeah, right. It's like all right, cool. I saw you like 10 years ago. Like yeah. So I mean, I was talking to 2 people the other day that I don't even know who they are, random numbers, and they know me, but like they're like, and I was just going back and forth with them, and I was like, what am I doing?
Hey, Deb, who the fuck is
Like and I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, what's up, man? Like, how you doing? Like, what you been up to? Like, you got an Instagram? Like, no, I don't. Okay.
So I don't know who the fuck you are.
I don't know. Right. But yeah, I've done that a few times. But like again, like I did get a new phone, so I guess that could be the cause.
Could be the cause, and could be the cause that you forget a lot.
Yeah, I do. That could be it. But yeah, like for tea time, that came out in 2000 in like 16.
And I was there, and what a listening party that was, man.
Yeah, that was
Topo Chico sponsorship. It was the Good Sex Bus.
Yeah,
that was
it was at Good Space. We had Absolute. Sponsors for vodka. We had Topo Chico in the cut, and then we worked together. We made a short video. We made a short video about that.
Cool. That was cool. Yeah,
that was like the day of St. Patrick's.
Was part of that too.
Gianni was a part of that.
Yeah.
That was on St. Patty's Day.
It was, before going out and getting hammered. I remember.
I was like, guys, I'm picking you up at 8 in the morning. You're like, well, we went out last night too. And I'm like, dude, you guys are assholes.
I'm just walking crooked and shit. Yeah.
I'm like, don't worry, I got a bottle of J-Lo in the car.
Right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm driving. I'm not drinking. Don't worry. But yeah, that's how long it took. Almost pretty much we're in 2026, so a decade is how long it took pretty much for this to really start like getting into fruition, getting my own tea blends and like creating all of like
and
what's gonna taste well.
Just across the board, you've been again, dude. I've known you for over a decade, and I've been listening to your music. And I told you this from the start. Remember when you first started showing me music?
Yeah.
What did I say? I was like, dude, I don't fucking know, man.
You came to the studio with me a few times.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I don't know, man. Like, I want to lie to this kid, you know what I mean? But this was over like 15 years ago. And now seeing you from that point where I like had to be real with you, be like, oh, I don't know about this, to the point where you're at now, you sound so refined, honed in your kind of, lane. You found your sound, you found what you want to deliver, and it's awesome. And I'm proud of you. So
thank you, bro. I mean,
good job, man.
Honestly, I really do appreciate that. And there's two things. One, I remember us going into one of the. I think I sent the final version to you, Khalik, and Dietrich.
Yeah, it was.
And Khalik was like, "What's the point of this song? Like, what am I supposed to feel?" I was like, "Well, I thought you were gonna like move your body a little bit, like maybe like feel it like a little bit, like
dance, maybe."
But then what I was about to say is that I have one of my friends, like he's a DJ too, Umberto. He told me, he was just like, Dip, like it's a process with this. A lot of big DJs and a lot of big producers, they get like known way later into the game, So like all you really have to do is just keep going.
Keep going, never give up, and and again, like the longer you spend in this, right? Like when you're early on, you don't even know what you're delivering. You're too new,
right?
Like I've seen you go back to songs that you did 5 years ago because you've improved so much that, right? Like what you produced 5 years ago, you can't even release that.
No,
because you're a different artist now,
completely.
Right? So for an artist, it's about the journey.
Yeah. Yatra.
And growing and honing your sound, and I finally think you're at the. I mean, it's not a finality. You're going to keep growing, but you're at a point where your sound is crisp. You know what you want to deliver, and you know who you are, which is awesome.
And that's always been my biggest thing. And I'm probably not the best producer. I know I'm not the best producer. I know I'm not the best mixing engineer at all. But like I know what to do and how to do it. And I've said this like in the previous too. It's like, well, I know more than the basics, right? And the biggest thing is like if you don't know how to even the first couple of steps or the first steps in how to even engineer or mix your music, okay, let alone the production, all right, fine. Yeah. You got good production, you got there. And like a lot of the people that I'm surrounded by, we like kind of mix and engineer throughout the entire song while we're making it, you know? I'm not gonna go all the way at the end and be like, all right, let's mix it now, and then shit doesn't mix. It's like, no. I kind of mix as I go now, and then
you build as you go.
I build as I go, essentially, right? Yeah. And let's just say you're one of the artists or you're a vocalist, and you're like, I don't know anything about all this technical stuff, but I'm gonna go to the studio, I'm gonna work with this engineer, and let's just see what happens. Like, hopefully he's a good engineer,
Right.
And they put that trust on the engineer. Well, now the trust is completely on the engineer. You're hoping, well, like you think you sound good, and you probably do if you're taking all these steps, and but then he just starts putting things together, and you get the product back, and you're like, well, this is not what I expected. Well, whatever you told him is what he thought that you wanted. Whereas if you actually know what you're talking about, like at the end of the day, it's just like, all right, well, don't do this over here. I actually need this over here. My bad. I forgot to cut that part out. Let's put that back in. Or actually, I need that breath in that vocal. Actually, cutting it wasn't a good idea, for example. Because like sometimes I've done that in the past. I would like, because a breath is such a small like sound that's there, but it's crucial to like a song. It adds like the characteristics
and
to
controls pace too.
And pace, right? Pace of the song. And if you just like cut all that stuff out, like it doesn't sound like
natural.
Natural.
Right.
It doesn't have character, textures, and all that stuff matters, right? Like when I'm talking to you right now, like I'm breathing.
An organic sound.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, damn, I had to take a breath. So it's just like you should try your best, especially with the amount of artists that we have in the industry now. It's just like it's so easy to release a record. Like it's like, and we talked about this before. I mean, there's like 50,000 songs dropping per day on all these DSPs. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, YouTube, like everything.
And it's so accessible now. So many people are releasing. So how do you set yourself apart?
Yeah.
How do you make yourself unique? How do you make yourself impactful? That's the trick.
You know, and to be honest with you, it's a lot of, I mean, yes, I've thrown out ads on some of my records, you know, like I would say, all right, let's put out an ad for this song. Let's get in front of some eyes, you know. I've done that. I've sent my songs to playlists. I've sent my songs to people on YouTube that I find, and they'll have like their email address on there, and then I'll just send it straight to them, right? And in hopes that they will, you know, play or add my song to their playlist that gets millions of views and stuff.
Right.
I got a couple songs on DJ City, which is pretty cool. I've never had that before, but it's like a big pool of just like all kinds of artists that have like exclusive remixes, pretty much.
That's cool.
And yeah, like a lot of DJs use it, right?
Yeah.
So like I have my records on there. Some of my remixes, I have like 12,000 views on it. Like my Diljit remix, that's pretty cool. It's got like almost 12,000 on there.
Yeah.
I don't really even look at how many counts I get on things after I release it anymore, because like that's like a mental stress that I create for myself. Like it's like, how many people played my songs today? You know, it's really about just like putting out the art and just like not looking at the numbers. The numbers will come. I mean, as long as you keep going. Yeah. And especially like what sets me apart is that I'm doing my best to really not like think about those numbers and to not boost or throw ads out there. I think
artificially push it.
Yeah, like to be honest with you, I just want to be, my biggest thing is that I just want to be found.
Right.
You find me, like if you happen to and you like my music, then great. Like, and if you don't, then like I'll see you later. You know, I'm sure I'll cross your path one way or another.
Catch you again.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I think that gives me
again.
Yeah. And I think that mindset in and of itself gives an edge, because it's like, all right, well, like if he like, and yes, you should care about your art. You should care about like making music that people would like too, just as much as you like it. Like just don't like make like random things out there unless you want to, and that's up to you. Every art is different. I've heard some really weird songs before and I was like, okay, like I don't know, but like not for me. That's okay. But that's their artistic expression, and that is a-okay.
And it doesn't, and art's not supposed to work for everyone. Right?
Exactly.
It's what resonates with you and what works for you. Yeah.
And what I mean by I want to be found is like I don't want to push myself onto people.
Force it on you.
I don't want to force it. Yeah. It's like
I want to put it out there. If you consume it and you like it, great.
Yes.
But I'm not going to cram it down your throat.
Right. Exactly. And that's like, I think that, and if you can think like that consistently, and it's really hard, right? Because like you're vulnerable. You just literally put your heart, your soul, like all these hours putting a record together, and you're like, all right, this product is going to be the best product, you know, and then it's just like, you think it's a flop, but you should really be proud of yourself of how you were able to start and finish. That's all it is. Just everything that you do, just if you start something, just get in the habit of finishing it. Like that.
It doesn't always need to be perfect.
No, it doesn't.
There could be flaws, there could be issues, but finish it, get a product.
Exactly.
Right, evaluate, self-evaluate, see what you can do better, but you got to finish things.
Exactly. And if you can just get in that routine, just start, finish, then like, who knows, now you got like 50 records. And then it's just like, all right, well, this sounds good. But then like by you working on all these records, you might have learned something throughout that process because you were thinking of something.
You could apply it for your next
rotation. Or going back to the past project and be like, that would actually work perfect for that song.
Exactly.
You know? Exactly. And that's essentially how I started learning how to make music, is because I'm like, how did they do a snare roll? Like, it's as simple as that. Like, you know, like all that, like, I would have to Google it or I would have to YouTube it, and I'm like, oh, that's how you do it. Like, all right, cool. Like now I know how to do a simple snare roll going up to the drop or whatever, you know? Like, you know, I mean, it's as simple as that. Like just applying yourself.
Applying yourself and fine-tuning yourself is, you know, not just an artist, but as a person. So.
Yeah, and collaborating is really big. I mean, I know I don't have any collaborations on the album. Maybe later on. I kind of strayed away on purpose from collaborations because it takes a song a lot longer. And like, of course, I'm a Logic Pro user, and a lot of people use Ableton, so it's just like we always have to bounce all the stems out. And then like, or like I would have to, like if I use Serum, like it's like and Serum is a plugin that we use, like a lot of people use too. And like I get a lot of my bass sounds out of there. Or like saws, which are like heavy sounding like synths, you know, like the grungy kind of sounds.
Right.
And then I would have to send either the preset to them, and it becomes like the workload just becomes a lot more. And I kind of wanted this album to be more about like, let me just show you what I've been working on here, and then we can come out. I know I got some remixes already from songs from the album that are gonna come out later this year. So like, I'm already, you know, it's kind of a collaboration because the original and then there's a remix of it, you know. So I want more people to, if people are interested, I would like to get some remixes out there, put them on our SoundClouds or, you know, Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah, dude, and keep pushing it. I mean, you know, I don't just speak for myself, but I know a lot of people are excited for your next project. A lot of people are excited for your first push for, you know, Tea Time.
Yeah, that's
And
gonna be.
and now we're ready for your next chapter. So
I mean, I was even thinking the other day. I was like, man, what if I come out with another Tea Time? With the release of, like, you know, I mean,
I won't complain.
I won't complain.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, I know from the first Tea Time
Yeah.
you were playing Goodfella a lot.
Goodfellow was my
Yeah, I remember we were going to a soccer game. And you're like,
yes, you remember? Yes, dude.
I do remember.
I sent you a video.
Yeah, well, I was in the car with you, my guy, that day when we went. It was my first soccer game.
Oh yeah.
It was a while back. It was a while back.
Yeah.
I remember we ended up getting like some burgers or hot dogs in the morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then we went to a soccer game.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, that was, so it's like, yeah, I'm excited about those like projects, and, you know, just slowly but surely, right? Like things like, especially like food and like other projects that I'm working on, it takes time to develop. It takes like financial, you know, and especially with everything getting like super expensive and stuff. Like, you know, it's like,
you need the resources to push it, right?
Yeah. And you need the resources, and that's another thing, like finding investors. And with that, you know, let's see where like the journey goes. You know what I mean?
Dude, and we're
So,
gonna
like,
see it.
yeah.
So I mean, it was a pleasure. Is there anything, I mean, do you want to let the people know anything?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like
Closing statements, what you want people to walk away with here?
Yeah, I think what I want people to walk away with is the idea of don't give up, you know, just always like try to go for, even every step matters, you know, even if it's like a small step, it all leads to a bigger step anyways, you know. And if you just follow that path, you will like, it'll become this like fruition, you know, where
of all your efforts,
you know, it's like you look back at all these like little things, or like in that moment it's a small thing, right? For me, it's like one song or one tea blend, things like that. It's the later when all that stuff compounds of what it like actually becomes, and then it's like, oh wow, like, you know, I know in that moment it kind of didn't feel like I was doing anything, or I just did one thing, but you know, it's like you did so many things, and then it's just like this big product of like different, it's like a whole like line of things, you know. You have all these different blends and all
your efforts, and everything that you've been thinking.
I mean, I've came out with, if I put it all together, I probably have like 40 songs out right now. And like, that's another thing, like I mean, it's probably more than 40 songs I've released. These are released. Like I haven't even, like, these are songs, I still have songs that I haven't even, you know, seen like any light, you know, it's just in the chamber. But like, yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of like, you know, soul searching, a lot of soul searching. So like, even with me DJing as much, like I haven't really been doing that, you know, just to really get the right mindset, also routine, as we talked about, that kind of like, it messes with my day-to-day job, like stuff that I need to do, because like I'm in like cybersecurity, all in the IT world. So like, I like being able to just do what I need to do, and then like, that's like, you know, and I love my team at work and everything like that. It's an awesome place that I work at, and then it's just like going home, cooking, going to the gym, like doing all that, then just music, doing other designing stuff. Man. Yeah, exactly. I just feel like that late night stuff kind of gets in the way. Yeah, so like,
it can impact you for sure.
You know, and then like there's so many competition out there where it's like, I'm not gonna go and like you already know what I do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you've seen me play. I've played at most of the clubs in Chicago. Right. Like, now, obviously, with all these, like, new names, but the building is still the same. I've played in that building. Yeah. That building used to be called this. Like, back in the day, I mean, we used to play, like, what? I mean, obviously, I played Spy Bar. I've played Sound Bar. I played Sound Bar multiple times. You came with me, too, at a few of them.
I know.
You know, I've, like, all these clubs, like, they all changed their names, but I've been in that building. I've played there, like I know, and these were like popping places. Yeah. So it's like I don't feel like I don't mind DJing. I love it. I still like care for it, but it's got to be strategically placed now. Whereas like I'm not just gonna go out just
to go. Go to go.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it has to fit my sound. I'm not gonna play, and like most people know, I don't play like open format. Like I don't DJ like weddings and there's a reason for that. It's just one. It's not my scene. I don't really like doing open format. Like I listen to it here and there, but it's like and I've done it too. Like I mean, we played. I played. New Year's Eve last year, right? And it was like I had a great time. Yeah. You know, we all like, and I played pretty much an all hip hop set. You know what I mean? And you know, so it was great. Yeah. But it's not necessarily like my thing. I need to really like focus in on TEHJ. Otherwise, I'll do open format, but I'll just be dip TEHJ. Like,
dip TEHJ.
Yeah. You know, who knows? But yeah, it's just like I'm not gonna go begging for a slot. Like I'm not doing that. I'm kind of not in the mood of that. Yeah. Like that's not my path. Yeah, and I think that's really
you're
important.
You're in a different stage of your career.
And and this is not necessarily about me, right? Like I think all artists should really hone in on like and really think on what they want to do. And sometimes you don't know. A lot of the times, like I don't know what direction I'm going, but like the more I try, the more I think of it, it's like I get closer to where what I want to be. You know,
trial and error, dude.
Trial and error.
It's not all success, you know.
And dude, honestly, I have that. I made a quote that I got it tattooed on my body, and it's called trial and error will lead into the path of prayers. So like. Whatever you're praying for, whatever you want, like the more you try things, the more you fail, you'll find ways, you know. I mean, I'm not saying like go out and just like do something like completely stupid, crazy, but like, like.
But it's okay to fail. You learn from failure.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like another analogy I can give to like musicians and how I feel like sometimes you feel defeated by the mic, or you might feel defeated in the studio, and you're like, all right, like I came in here trying to figure out the bass or the percussion or like the drums in general, and I was not successful. Well, like now I think about it as like you could leave the studio and be like, all right, I didn't do what I was supposed to do and today sucked, right? Or you can think of it, it's like, all right, now I tried all these different things, they didn't work. All right, cool. Now I got all that out of my way. So when I come back in here tomorrow, I already know what not to try.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I already know because all that stuff didn't work. So it wasn't really time wasted. Yeah. It was just you trying things and it didn't work.
You don't let the yesterday's failures bring you down for tomorrow's opportunity, right? Yeah.
Well said.
That was crazy. Off the dome too.
Let's go. My God. All right, for sure. But like, yeah, that's like what I want to leave people with. You know, just like with motivation and like. And just keep being you, you know. Just like don't hurt anybody. Just be nice to everyone as much as like it's hard to like you. I don't really even like sitting next to you.
Dude, it sucked being here the whole time. To be honest, but dude. But
I can only imagine.
But if there's anything you do, dude, amazingly, is you're always you, and you always keep pushing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Through the highs and the lows, but it's always with a smile on your face. You always have positivity and optimism. You look for the silver lining. So just keep that going and keep it with your journey.
Yeah.
Keep it going, man.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Brother Mans, thank you, bro. Thank you for having me.
Dude, it was a pleasure,
bro. Love you, man.
I love you too.
All right, take care.
All right.
I'll see you.
All right, bye.
Not like we're obviously going to see each other right now.
We're just over here now.